This revolution is filled with so many ironies, really. First, that it is manly to keep your word, right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well, then stick to your word and let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a bird, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground, that we will match you and we will override you.
Black? Take a look in the mirror, man.
Look, man, you got a legitimate beef, all right? But it ain't with us, okay?
Are you black?
Hey, look, man, don't ever question the fact whether I'm black. In fact, I was gonna ask your country, Bama ass, why you got them drip chemicals in your head. Right, goddamn. And then come out in public with a shower cap on your head. Like a fucking bitch.
Who you calling a bitch?
Well, if the shoe fit, now I bet you niggas do think y'all white. College don't mean shit. Y'all niggas, and you gonna be niggas forever, just like us, niggas. You're not niggas.
It's good, everybody. I am just picking up real quick. Ain't gonna be able to be up here long. Grandbaby's on the way back. But I wanted to get in here because I had something to say regarding healthy choices. We've got to be making some healthy choices. Appreciate you, Free. Appreciate you, Tony D. Anybody's going to check this out on the live or the playback, I appreciate you checking out Friedman Media. I did not billboard. I did not advertise this space. I'm not doing a real good job at that this last couple of days, but I'm just really trying to get everything back on course, and I want to make sure that my schematics are in order. And that meal that you're looking at, that is a plant-based cheese steak hoagie. A plant-based cheese steak hoagie. It was delicious. Appreciate you, Free. Appreciate anybody that shares the video. As I said before, something I'm learning, the people that come in within the first 15, 20 minutes of you being on and actually leave a comment, like the video, and share the video, that puts you into the algorithm a lot better. And I'm really trying to do that because we already know the messages that I have, they're not going to garner all of the high views. In time, things go up, but the initial views you're not going to get because I don't have salacious clickbaiting titles. I don't put something that's going to captivate somebody with a caption thumb or a thumbnail picture. I try to leave the message as the strong thing, the strength in what I do. So if I can do that and carry out, then I'll be good. And we're moving along slowly. Things have been good these last couple of days. Just trying to really get some things back in order, dealing with the family, making sure everybody's healthy, family, loved ones, everybody. And excuse me while I sip my tea. I'm just making sure that I keep my tea in and where I get a little bit of tickle. I know it's not really anything, but I've got to take care of my voice because voiceless podcasts just really aren't that good. So yeah, this was actually a plant-based cheesesteak hoagies that I got at Cuppy's Soul Food. And anybody knows about Cuppy's and Ypsilanti, they are now doing some plant-based items. I applaud them for that because I no longer eat meat. So I applaud them for doing plant-based items. I was happy. Ray actually sent me an image. She saw something, I believe, on Facebook, and I didn't know. And they apparently have cheesesteak hoagies. I believe they have a plant-based meatloaf. And the cheesesteak was ridiculous. I mean, the cheesesteak was actually ridiculous. So I am thoroughly impressed with Cuppy's plant-based fare. I have to actually give them some credit on that. So I'm just letting that rock. I do not have an address. It's on Washtenaw now. It's the old Lucas Coney Island that was on Washtenaw across from the dealership, the Chrysler dealership. But most people know where Cuppy's is. I mean, they don't have multiple locations over the last several years. I started rocking with them back in, 11, 10, when they were in the liquor store over there in the Run, and then, or West Willow, I'm sorry. And once that liquor store burned out, then they got a spot over on Michigan, then on E-Course, and now they're on Washtenaw on the main drag. And a lot of people don't know Washtenaw is the busiest street outside of the city of Detroit. A lot of people don't know that. It's the busiest street outside of the city of Detroit. I've known that for a long time. But yeah, they're doing their thing over there. So that's a good thing that they got plant-based options. Now I can mess with them. Yes. It's extremely important for me because when my voice isn't right, I'm not right, and I'm not right, then, it all goes from there. But what I'm doing right now is I am appreciate you right there, Cuppy's Soul Food, 2469 Washtenaw Avenue, Ypsilanti, Michigan. Appreciate that, hell of a. So I'm looking at healthier choices after 9 going on 10 months of not eating meat. I'm looking at even healthier choices because it's not just about cutting out the flesh. You can't just cut out the flesh and think you're going to go healthy because you can eat a lot of non-healthy or unhealthy, I guess it would be, non-meat products. And I'm really starting to dig into reading some of the things that I got over the holiday break. My Christmas presents, because I don't celebrate Kwanzaa. So I guess I got to say I celebrate Christmas. Even though I really don't celebrate Christmas, we exchange gifts. And Christmas, I guess, happens, but it is what it is. But the kids all got me cookbooks. So I will be making a lot of plant-based meals, a lot more healthier stuff than I've been even eating. Because I want to start to learn how to make more snacks, more plant-based snacks. You know, I gotta kind of work my way away from potato chips. I gotta work my way away from, you know, just snacks that are just easy to unwrap and pop in my mouth. I gotta be able to make something that I can cook or fix, prepare. And we do a lot of fruit, you know. This is the hack. This is the hack of all hacks. Stop buying that pre-cut pineapple. This is just stop buying it. This is about the healthier you. Stop buying that pre-cut pineapple. Really stop buying that pre-cut fruit. That pre-cut fruit and that pre-cut pineapple is a waste of time and it's a waste of money. I can get a whole pineapple for like $2.89 when you buy it in that thing, it's like $3 because I was getting it was $4 because I was getting 3 for $12. So I'd get a cantaloupe, a watermelon, and a pineapple, and it's $12. But it would mostly go bad because we really don't eat cantaloupe that fast, and nobody eats watermelon as fast as I do. And Lou really don't like watermelon; she likes pineapple. So 2 out of 3 would generally not get eaten the right way. Pineapple is going to go. But if I can buy a whole pineapple and everybody likes pineapple, why not just buy the pineapple? So that's what I'm working with. So I buy the pineapple. So we try to buy whole everything. I get a whole watermelon, whole pineapple. That is like the ultimate hack. And see, the thing is, most people just going to do it the easy way because the fruit's already cut up. You ain't got no mess. You know, what they say, no muss, no fuss. No, you want the fuss. You want the fuss because you get so much more fruit if you buy them and cut them up yourselves. Cut them up yourselves and you'll be so much happier. And the way prices are going right now, what? See, that's crazy. That is crazy. A small container. See, that makes no sense when you can buy a whole pineapple for half that. So a healthier you comes along with a wiser you. And where I haven't lost a ton of weight by stopping to eat meat, I have become so much better just the way I can function on a daily basis. I mean, when I get tired, I'm out. It lets me know my body has had it for the day. I'm done. But that's after I've been able to run that marathon all day, you know, and the only caffeinated drink I have is my coffee. And I haven't had a coffee all day. This is tea. This is non-caffeinated tea. So I haven't had a coffee all day, and I've got energy right now to burn. Okay? You rarely see people my size, my age with this type of energy. You know, most people that are my size, my energy, let's be real, they are in bad shape. They are not the healthiest people. But I'm coming up on 10 years from being cut. And that 10 years, I don't know what I'm going to do March 4th. I'm going to celebrate in some way. I might have to just get out of here and go stand at the edge of a mountain and scream somewhere. But March 4th, I got to do something. It's going to be 10 years since I went under that knife to change my life. And I've been able to keep over 200 pounds off this frame since then. And that's thorough to me because I wasn't able to do it before. And I know some people look at bariatrics as some type of a cop-out, but it had to come from me because I got tired of losing 70 and gaining 80, losing 80 and gaining 100. And then when I gained so much weight in between a certain period of time to where I couldn't even wear, I had a dry cleaning cycle and I lost the ability to be able to wear, was it two to 3 pair of pants I mean, that's how much I was eating. That's the way I was gaining. And that had to stop. And the only way it stopped was me. I had to make a life change. So after a year's worth of minimizing calories and psyche evals and workout sessions to see what I could do and what I couldn't do, I got the surgery. Publix ain't no joke. They public enemy number one. Good Lord. So, but yeah, we're back here just talking healthy today. I want people to be healthy because I know that we all function at better levels when we are healthy. One of the things I saw, this definition means a lot. When you look at this definition, it really means a lot. It might be kind of small on the screen. Sorry if it is. In good physical condition, in good health, well, all right, fine, fit, physically fit, in good trim, in good shape, in fine fettle. I never heard of that before. In fine fettle. In good kilter, in top form, aerobicized, in tip-top condition, flourishing, blooming, thriving, hardy, hale, hardy, robust, strong, vigorous, hale and hardy, fighting fit, fit as a fiddle, fit as a flea. I never heard none of these sayings. Bursting with health, the picture of health, in rude health. I've seen people, there's people that like look really good, physically, and they're rude about it. So I guess that's what that means. They're really stuck on themselves, like really arrogant about it. And I don't like that type of demeanor, but I understand it. Some people feel like, I worked so hard to get here, I'm going to have this type of attitude. I get it, but it doesn't really benefit anybody else but themselves. And it really doesn't benefit them because they actually push people away. When you tell somebody, hey, you look good. Yeah, I've been working out. Just say thank you and move on. We know you've been working out. We know you've been working. You don't have to tell anybody you've been working out. In the pink, I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means, being healthy. In the pink, that means something totally different in my world. Right as rain. Another saying I had no idea meant anything to do with health. Up to snuff. That's an old person's term. I like that. Up to snuff. All right. But the term healthy for me is me feeling better than I felt before. And most people who know me, they know I didn't stop eating meat because the doctor told me I had to stop eating meat. I stopped eating meat for a challenge. I needed something to challenge myself. And where I don't classify as being a vegan, a vegetarian, a pescatarian, I try to be predominantly plant-based. I know I do eggs, and I don't do dairy. Well, I do cheese, but I don't do milk because I'm lactose intolerant. And I know people say, well, I can eat cheese. It's a different type of lactose. But I've come a long way with what I can eat, knowing what I can eat. And I don't test my system. I let my system do what it's going to do. Every now and then I feel like I need a kickstart. If I don't feel like I'm using it the right way, I know what I need to do to trigger my system, and I can do it. And I just have to make sure that I'm home when I do it. I don't need to be putting that pressure on nobody else. But being healthy is essential for me. I don't believe that I could ever say never, but I don't see myself going back to meat just based on my lack of trust, the way animals are grown, the chemicals that they're putting into the meats to preserve them, the chemicals they're putting into the animals. Let's just start there. I don't even trust the stuff that they're feeding the animals, because I think, it's all laced with some type of steroid or something. I mean, these animals, they grow like to ridiculous weights so fast. It's not natural. And if it's not natural for them, And how could it be natural for us to eat that stuff? And people going to eat what they eat. I get it. But I would love to see people challenge themselves to go 30 days, 60 days, 90 days without eating meat. I feel like it took me several months for my system to really start to transform. And they say you have these situations when you stop eating meat, you start to get that spackle out of your system. I had that. Crazy thing, I had that like when we went to Cincinnati, we went to the Jazz Fest, and I told Ray, I was like, man, I got to get back to the hotel. We were already on the way back and everything. I wasn't like trapped or anything. I was like, I got to get back. And once I got back, and I went in the bathroom, it was kind of scary because I thought it might have just, been something I had at the stadium or maybe ate a little earlier, but it was way more. It was way different. But it was my body telling me, like, we're about to release these toxins. We're getting rid of this stuff because I had done really well. I had done really well. And even my vegetable levels were so high, like just fresh vegetables were so high at that time. My system was just saying, like, it's ready to let go of some stuff. And it had peeled some things out of my system. It was just ridiculous. And man, I felt so good after that. I felt so good. I had a wrap with Beyond Turkey the other day. It was pretty tasty. Once you get over the fact that it's not meat, if it's seasoned properly, it should be okay. I try to let people know, like, don't really get caught up. Like, when I go back to Cuppies, hopefully I see the same lady. I didn't want to put her on Front Street because they were kind of making a big deal about me having the plant-based thing. I don't think it's it's a soul food restaurant, so it's really not known for plant-based stuff, so I like the dichotomy. I like the fact that they've got that artery clogging stuff there, and they're trying to still be healthy for the other folk. I love that. She was like, you're going to love this. She was like, it tastes just like meat. I'm like, oh. It's not really something that you want to say to somebody who eats meat. Or is trying not to eat meat. But see, I'm so far past it. That doesn't bother me. That doesn't trigger me. I've cooked meat in the house. I've ground up meat and cooked stuff in the house. I'm not like totally opposed to touching it or cooking it. I just don't want it. I don't have a desire for it. That's good. It was seasoned good. So that's the thing. And turkey's got to kind of be over seasoned because turkey's kind of bland. So it doesn't really have a natural flavor as other meats do. So turkey's got to kind of overdo it. My friend from Hattiesburg, Mississippi in the house. If y'all ever down that way, you got to hit Jay's Boutique. Jay's Boutique. I did say that correct? Jay's Boutique. She's got some lovely items for the ladies. And my social media game needs to get where hers is. Because her social media game, she be doing the reels, the TikToks, the IG. I'm not there yet. I'm trying to focus on this message, but I just figured out an editing component where I'm going to be able to take the video and break them down all the way basically to like 60 seconds. So I'm going to start doing that and seeing how I push those. Your social media game is crazy, man. I love it. I mean, you do videos all day long. And I don't know if you have them scheduled that way or if you're just that active, but it's a beautiful thing. It's an absolute beautiful thing. Hey, well, welcome to the club. That's right. Miss Tisha has actually given up meat herself. She gave up meat herself. I saw her post a couple weeks ago when I had posted something and she was done with it. So that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. I'm happy that anybody takes the journey. And I'll do anything that I can to help people stay on the journey. Or you have social media days. Okay, so you do all your social media and then you push the stuff out there. See, I'm old, so when I get something, I just post it. So you have social media days where you push in the marketing. Nice. I like that. I like that. We got to chat. I want you to come on the stream and talk about your business as well, too, because I love entrepreneurship to the point where I need people to get their businesses out here. One of the things that I love, but I also don't love so much anymore because I think it casts a shadow sometimes on us. Thank you very much. And I am of yours. Yes. Jay's Beauty Boutique. Look it up, y'all, on Facebook, on Instagram. Look it up. She got 1,001 videos. Okay. You schedule a day to do all your videos. I got you. I like that. So making that choice to go plant-based, I'm sure is going to help with your energy, which you already have endless amounts of. I've been following your workout regimens. You know, you're doing some things that I think should come naturally to a lot of people, but we let ourselves get to the space of, I'm going to start it at the beginning of the year, or I'm going to start it after Easter, after this, after that. No. Today is the day we start. We don't need a special day, the beginning of the calendar, beginning of the year. We don't need any of that. Start today. Just start. Just do it. And build from there, because that's really what I did. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stop eating meat. I didn't even tell my family. Ray was actually kind of pissed off. I didn't even tell my family that I was doing it because I just didn't want any pushback, or I didn't want any questions from it. Most definitely a process. So I love where it's taking me physically. Like I said, I haven't lost a bunch of weight. I have been able to get into some things like I have these barometers, like certain shirts and pants and stuff like that. I'll just try on, and if I can get in them, that means I'm back to a certain level than I was possibly before. You know, I've had the ebbs and flows over the last 10 years, but I've been pretty consistent these last 3-4 years because I've been in the same type of environment. I did gain some Corvid pounds. We got lazy around here. I probably did about 28 to 30 pounds. I think it was. Yeah, it was 30. It was like 30 pounds. 33 pounds is what the top number was. Because when I did get measured, or I went through a physical, and it was 33 pounds. But I'm under that now. Since I've stopped eating meat, I've lost 12 pounds. So during this time period, 21 pounds, I still need to get back to my playing weight, whatever kind of playing I'm doing. Okay. Do you schedule them? I'd like to come on your TikToks. Once you're 6 months. What I can't deal with is it being cooked. Like if I'm not doing it, like I cooked some ground beef. So, it was basically, I just made some taco meat for the family, just, so they can kind of go in and dig in it, over the next couple of days. Right. That didn't bother me. But what really bothers me is like when I smell like fried chicken, which not a lot of fried chicken is cooked around here. We do the air fryer a lot. Pork really kind of sets me off still. I was a big sausage and eggs fan, bacon and eggs fan. I could eat sausage and bacon like all day before. Now it just bothers me to smell it. That's why I don't frequent a lot of restaurants. And even when I do, it's such a hodgepodge of stuff. I don't really get caught up in the smells there. But yeah, I loved bacon. I love sausage. I did. This is something that I learned through the journey. We are not even supposed to be eating flesh. We are actually supposed to be plant-based. This is something that I've learned through the journey. I don't profess to know all of these things, because if I knew all of this stuff that I know now, I would have stopped eating meat probably a long time ago. Oh, you gave up to swine 15 years ago. You know, that theory, I get it. But I've had multiple grandmothers live to 100, and they ate pork every day, from the rooter to the tutor. I get that theory. But all them old people that ate pork every day, they didn't catch that stat. I don't know how them folks lived all them years eating pork, because they said pork kill you. You know, Muslims, pork will kill you. Kojic, we eating chitlins today. It's just weird. No pork, no beef for 15 years. I don't have problems with though being okay. No, you're definitely not obese. She thick, y'all, but she not obese. It's not the same pork. And that is it. I mean, you know, pigs of yesterday are not the pigs of today. And that's one of the main reasons that I had to give up meat, just because I wasn't trusting what was happening with the growth of the meat. Bodies were built differently back then. They were. The body structures of our people were way different back then. All right. The pork today is way more addictive. We feed our pigs, and yeah. I mean, there's things they can put in food to make food, you know, more addictive anyway. But all the preservatives, all the additives, you're right there on it. All that stuff makes a huge difference in the way that food is cooked and consumed and digested, and, you know, how it works for us. We have to be really, really careful. It's why I would just love to see people just to stop it altogether. I would love to see people stop eating meat. I would love to possibly put together something. We're in the middle of the month here. So if I did it like February 1st, I want to see how many people I can get on board to go 30 days without eating meat. 30 days. And be able to have recipes ready for them to substitute eating the meat. I think for the first 7 days, people shouldn't even try to eat plant-based meats. Don't try to do any substituting. Just push your vegetables. Push your necessary starches, your pastas, your rices, and things like that. Push that through your system. No flesh. No flesh, no plant-based flesh. I hate saying that because it's kind of a oxymoron. Yeah. We're gonna have to share some dialogue, because you got me up here reading your stuff. I'm up here counterpunching your stuff. You gotta catch the link one day. And come on up and talk. And you can talk about Jay's Boutique too. You definitely got to do that. I want to do that. So hit me off again to why we need the alkaline water, because I know too much alkaline is bad for us. But what is in the alkaline water? Again, like what is the component that we need in the alkaline water? Because too much alkaline can poison you. Or is that a different kind of alkaline? Because I need to know that. I really want to know, like, because I will see things that says, contains alkaline, which is a good thing. Then I've seen things like alkaline is hazardous to your health. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Awesome. So, see, and this kind of segues into the second part of my message, because as Tisha gets that together, and if you want to come up, I'll send you the link. If you want to come up, I'll just drop it in the chat. I don't think really anybody does want to come up right now, but I'll drop the link in the chat. And I'm just kind of freestyling right now, wasting a little bit of time. I want to see how this kind of comes out. I ain't did no audio, no nothing on this one. I usually do my dry audio drops, ain't done none of that. We got it. We got to get Dennis in there. We got to get Dennis in there. Let's get these things going. Hold on a second. We got to get some stuff popping. Bam. Okay, we got this one going. Where are we at? We got any short ones here? Oh, wow. Yeah. And I am going to talk about Tia Mowry and Corey Hardick. It's a sore subject for me because that brother, I don't believe he's deserved the railing that he's getting.
In my mind.
Acidic environment grows disease. Disease can grow in an alkaline environment. Okay. What happened? Nothing. We're still there, right? Aren't we still live? We still should be live. All right. So disease cannot grow in an alkaline environment. Okay. Acidic environment grows. Okay. So, Brother Darryl, as far as plant-based restaurants go, the old Argyro's restaurant is, I believe, a plant-based facility. Most of their menu, I know, is plant-based. You can get plant-based options at a lot of different places, but there's not too many plant-based 100% plant-based restaurants in our area. You start to get out into the more hidey-ditey areas, you might find some cafes and things like that. What happened to Tia? Oh, Tia and Corey, they divorced. You're like, and then now she's coming out and she's doing a little bit of whoredom, and I'm not really for it. She's really on some Tia got her groove back stuff. And I just, I did too, Free. But I believe that this generation of I can do it all by myself is coming into play. And, these women have these kids and they get married, and then they get to talking to their single friends. They get to talking to their single friends. Ain't no married woman out here tearing up. And I'll kick you some more locations on the back channel, D. I know a couple, but I just that have plant-based options, good plant-based options. I just can't think of them off the top. Family is absolutely needed. And she's gonna see that. Just like, here was a crazy thing. They get separated, but they still spent Christmas together because she didn't have nobody to spend Christmas with, because her family probably looking at her like, look, nigga, you got a whole family over there. You need to be over there. Don't come over here looking for plates. You got a whole family. Family is absolutely needed. I can never really say that I've ever been lonely, but when I've been alone, my loneliest time was holidays when I didn't go around my family. Families absolutely need it. If it just wasn't for the vibes, because I really didn't care about the food and all that stuff, it was just the vibes. You need that family vibe around them times. Talking about old times when you was kids and things like that. Absolutely. You must have order. You must have order. The man knows the man's role. The woman knows the woman's role. The kids know their roles. And we get to rolling. We absolutely get to rolling. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the loves on the video. They was unhappy like most celebrities. They let up. Yeah, and I keep saying that, she was carrying him and this, that, and the other. She had a different kind of career than he had. She not only had television residuals, and then she had, the talk show stuff. He was a movie actor. And unless you're getting them big checks, you check to check as an actor because you spend so much money with travel and this and that. If you ain't making them big checks and y'all living a big lifestyle, but everybody was saying like, she got tired of paying for everything. Come on now. I ain't never seen nothing like that. I ain't never heard her say anything about that. That's the misandrist out here talking that. That's the misandrist. Just like Gabrielle Union said she had the right to cheat on her man because she was paying all the bills. What? I mean, Gabrielle Union's box is already worn out, so she felt the need to just be able to go out there and give it up to anybody else because she was cutting the checks. And her husband was like a former NFL player, so, maybe his retirement didn't kick in. I'm not sure why, his money was low, but you feel the need to go give up your cat to somebody else because you're paying all the bills? It's going to be a lot of single women out here in these coming years listening to people like that. Listening to Gabrielle Union will have you single and ready to mingle. Yeah. She'll have you single. And she might get you popped, depending on what man you got. She might get you popped. I mean, who says that? Because she said that like she might have said that to him. And I think that was the brother that went to Michigan, played football at Michigan. I was paying all the bills, so I deserve to cheat. What? Come on now. Stop all that foolishness. Stop all that foolishness. So, yeah, you mess around and
don't want to see a dead body.
I'm telling you, that wouldn't be a good thing. But anyways, gatekeeping. See, when I have information or a message to deliver, I try not to hold on to that myself. I try to deliver that the best way I can. And I know that it wasn't like some official dietary type consultation message, but these books, Feed Your Mind, Plant-Based Recipes for Positive Mental Health. I've already read some good things in that, and it's just been actually good to just read. Simply Vegetarian Cookbook. Fuss-free recipes everyone will love. And this one is Eat Plants, biatch. 91 vegan recipes that will blow your meat-loving mind by Pinky Cole. The slutty vegan lady. Slutty vegan is good. We went there when we were in Atlanta. We liked it. I ate the tallest burger I had ever ate, and it felt like I had ate nothing. It was very, very light. Very, very light. I liked it. So gatekeeping, man. Gatekeeping is just not a good thing, It's not a good thing. And when people are gatekeeping, they are doing everybody else a disservice. I got this definition, and it says, according to Urban Dictionary, gatekeeping is defined as when someone takes it upon themselves to decide who does or does not have access or rights to a community or identity. We have a lot of gatekeeping around here. In my area, there's a lot of gatekeeping, on both sides, the dominant society, and in blackdom. Okay. I can't say American Freedmen Society because there's a lot of people who are not American freedmen who are directly affected, but they're probably considered black. They're at least considered people of color. Essentially, gatekeeping is an ongoing practice that is a hierarchy of power within the community and further excludes. For example, if a person mentions that they have a particular love for a particular music artist, a gatekeeper may retort, "Oh yeah, name 5 of their albums." This line of questioning leads to feeling inferior and unwelcome. Absolutely. And that's what a gatekeeper is really sent for. I don't think a gatekeeper is meant for shit, but a gatekeeper is sent for to make you feel inferior and unwelcome. Although some gatekeepers will try to make you feel like they're trying to make you feel like you're welcome, but you're not welcome. You're really unwelcome, but they're going to make you feel like they're making you feel like you're welcome, but you're really not welcome. And they don't want you around. We see this a lot in political spaces. We see this a lot in local activism, spaces. They say they want you around, but they really don't want you around. Because if you're around and you're active, then you'll get to see who's not active, inactive, who's acting. Just letting you know. So gatekeeping is definitely something that we need to extinguish. We've got to get rid of gatekeeping. Someone that takes it upon themselves to decide who does or does not have access. Come on now. Let's just get in the middle of it. Let's get in the middle of it. I can't even hear it. Oh, they're on the way. That was Kai. Let me know she's on the way. Okay. So, and this one here, a gatekeeper, a person whose job it is to open and close a gate and to prevent people from entering without permission. We're not talking about that one. We're talking about the next one. Someone who has the power to decide who gets particular resources, opportunity, and who does not. Who gave them the power? Generally, a gatekeeper is really not given the power. They just kind of take the power. So nobody really gave them the power. So the fact that nobody gave it to them, it's easier to take it away from them. See, when somebody gives you something, there's some entitlement there. But if you just assume the position of gatekeeper, that can be taken away. That can be taken away real easy. And the people who take that away are the people. They're the people. That's who takes it away. So, but yeah, gatekeeping is definitely something we need to get rid of. It holds the collective back. It's going to advance a few, but it's not going to advance the collective because that's who's being gatekept. And those who are in positions, sometimes positions of power, they get to decide who gets particular resources and opportunities. That happens a lot. I'm going to be talking to a lot of politicians for the rest of this month. I've got like 2 lined up already. I'm trying to actually get them on the same cast because I think it would make for a great message. These are people that have been out in the streets for a lot of years, in these political streets, these activist streets, community leading streets. And I want to put them in play so people can really understand what's going on. Because what's going on here is definitely going on in your area too. The real politics that are getting done, you have no idea. And then they just put the performative stuff out there. Maybe that's what we make the later stream about, the performative fair of MLK Day. The performative fair of MLK Day. I'm so pissed off at this whole MLK Day thing. I mean, I didn't even understand. I didn't even understand that it was going to get disrespectful like this. And the fact that it did get disrespectful like this, I think we need to talk about it. Because now they done brought out a headless statue of Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott. I don't know what parts of the body, if they don't have heads, why would you make a statue with no heads? Why would you do that? What's your meaning to make a headless statue of Dr. King and Mrs. King? Why would you do that? Why would you think that's a good thing? Why would you think that's a good thing? Anyways. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We got to talk about this type of behavior. This type of behavior is uncalled for. They getting all the niggas ready for MLK Day. All day shrimp. Jumbo shrimp for the MLK Day. We are open. That's what he said. We are open for lunch and dinner. Shrimp all day. Come get it. You ever seen any other holiday that they do this for? Have you seen any other holiday, any other President's Day, any other holiday that they do jumbo shrimp for? Please don't try to tell me that this ain't got some type of racist back tone to it. And this one right here, this is self-inflicted. This is self-inflicted. The MLK Day Casamigos Fest. They got Martin up there with a crown on, holding bottles of Casamigos. Really? That's where we're at, bro? Oh, excuse me. That's where we're at? So, but yeah, the babies, I think, are on the way here. And I am going to jump off, and I'll jump back on. I just really wanted to see how this was going to go. Just freestyling. Had a couple slides that I could throw up. Appreciate you, Tish. Appreciate you, Free. Appreciate anybody else who've liked or been watching the video. Hell of a on that info. Building this algorithm is the most important thing to me. Building this algorithm. And when we come back, we're going to talk about this. The first Black-owned Chick-fil-A in Wayne County. Now, I don't know the significance of that. I guess there's other Chick-fil-A's that are owned by Black people in Michigan. I didn't know. And did not care. Not one bit. But now that I know this, we're good with it. I mean, it's not going to do much for the collective by there being a new Chick-fil-A in Wayne County. It is what it is. But it's here. Appreciate you, Free. But it's here. And we're going to talk about it because there's something that I don't like in the paperwork. The paperwork ain't right to me. The fact that we got another black entrepreneur, okay. But there's something wrong with this paperwork, and we'll talk about that. You know, I ain't never going to bring it to you the way these other cats going to bring it to you. I'm going to dig into it. Brother Bridges, I'm going to dig into it. They just got here. They ain't been up here long. They just got here. I think there might have been one in Eastern Michigan's cafeteria or something, but it wasn't like a real one. Like the public couldn't go to it. But yeah. So yeah, man. I think this went okay. I definitely want to go out with an outro. So I'm going to use my track, and I'm going to talk over it. Because I want to hear how this sounds. Yeah, I got to hear how this sounds. Yeah, they were deep down there. We came to them down there when we were down in Florida. Hopefully my voice is still audible, but not cracking. And not cracking. I want to hear how this sounds underneath my voice. If you are underneath the sound of my voice.
In my mind.
Y'all knew y'all wasn't getting out of here without that. That either.
Y'all want to see a dead body?
That either. Yeah.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you.
I want to see how all this sounds. But yeah, we'll kick it back on. But we're going to talk about that. First black-owned Chick-fil-A. Once again, much love to Cuppies. Y'all did your thing on that plant-based cheesesteak hoagie with onions and mushrooms. And I believe I got extra cheese on it. Appreciate you, Brother Bridges. Trying to get that bed right. I want to get that bed right because it seems loud to me in here, but it's not so much about what it sounds like in here. It's how it sounds coming across the air. I'm putting it in at about 40%, got my voice in at about 60%, so I should be blending in, but for some reason, it just seems loud to me. So I'm going to see how it sounds when I kick the playback. But y'all be good. Y'all be good. 2469 Washtenaw Avenue. Cuppies, soul food. They got plant-based stuff, y'all. I've been telling you, if you want my money, it better not have no meat in it. If you don't, put some meat in it, and I'll keep on driving. Appreciate it. We gone.